And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God. And her light was like unto a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. It had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. And he measured the wall thereof, 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th a chrysoprasus, the 11th a jacinth, the 12th an amethyst. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of 1 pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty, the Lamb, are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it. But the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, but there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing and salutation to the hopeful leg out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the 4 winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, all right, who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Okay, and what we're going to go through, is pretty much dealing with Revelation 13 and 10. All right, this is the latest madness, from this guy vocab, which at the end of the day, okay, Christianity, is becoming weaker by the second, and pretty much Christianity is turned into one of the biggest rebellions against the Bible. The way that these Christians are so fervent and trying to debunk the ministry, they're making themselves, enemies of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and they're going to be dealt with as such, during the time of judgment, all right, leading all the way up until the time of Yahushai, okay? Because at the end of the day, when your ass get through talking, all right, when your ass get through going through all, these different translations and, having all these seminars and writing all these books and 10 questions to ask the Israelites and 5 things that the Israelites go off on. And when your ass get through doing all that, somebody is going to captivity. Somebody finna go to work, okay? Somebody is finna go to work. You can talk your ass off, but according to the scriptures, somebody is finna go to work, okay? And according to the scripture, we're going to get down to the bottom of this, man. Now, I'm going to let him spew his madness. You know, he goes into, you know, a few verses in Revelation 13, but we're just going to deal with Revelation 13 and 10, okay? But he goes off on everything he brings out, you know, except for, you know, that this beast will be a global domination, okay? But I'm going to let it play, then we're going to get some precepts. You know, Lord will, you brothers, all right? And you few sisters are edified.
Revelation 13:10. What does that say? This is for the Hebrewites who you're going to be put into slavery. You're going to be cast into slavery. What does Revelation 13:10 say? But we got to start in the beginning. We got to go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit, starting in verse 4. Revelation 13. And they worshiped the dragon, for he had given his authority to the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like the beast? Who can fight against us? So this is the rise of the beast. This is not trying to do your eschatology. It's important to understand what the context is. And the beast was given a mouth, uttering haughty and blasphemous words, and it was allowed, God sovereignly is allowing this to happen, to exercise authority for 42 months. The beast is in charge. God's allowing it. It opened its mouth to utter blasphemies against God, blaspheming his name and his dwelling, that is, those who dwell in heaven. Also, it was allowed to make war on the saints and to conquer them. That's the interpretive verse here. And you'll see where I'm going hopefully in a second. And authority was given it over every tribe and people and language and nation. That's important too. So this is global. And all who dwell on earth will worship it, everyone whose name has not been written before the foundation of the world in the book of life of the Lamb who was slain. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is to be taken captive, to captivity he goes. If anyone is to be slain with a sword must he be slain. Here is a call for the endurance and faith of the saints. If God has you marked out to be a martyr, you're going to die for the faith. If God hasn't marked out you're going to go to prison for him, you're going to go to prison for him. That's what it's saying. I hope it's clear when you look at it. They say, and they'll use the KJV, this is saying if you killed with the sword, you're going to be killed with the sword. If you threw someone in bondage, you're going to be put in bondage. It's a retribution verse. That's how they interpret it. You'll hear Revelation 13:10 constantly, especially by the camps on the street, especially. But that's not what it's saying.
All praise to Yahweh.
Yep. So pretty much he's trying to make it seem like that's a verse, you know, that's dealing with persecution of the saints. Okay? Which that's not a verse dealing with that. That's dealing with, all right, work, nigga. All right? That's dealing with goddamn back breaking, you know, a AC tearing work. Okay? And you nations gonna do it. Now, real quick, because there are scriptures that deal with, you know, those that are going to be martyrs, but that's not it. Okay, now when you read Revelation 2 and 10, it says, fear none of those things, okay, which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee, all right, a crown of life. Now, that's persecution, okay? And the devil is who? Esau, Edom. See, he's not telling you who the beast is, who the saints is. He's not telling you the characters, okay, within the prophecy. So how can you get an understanding? They just make these blanket statements, and there's no understanding, okay? That's dealing with persecution. And guess what? Those that have to go to prison, and all right, and have to be martyrs, okay? That's why you have this. This is 1 Thessalonians 4 and 15. It said, for this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, all right, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trump of, okay, the Most High, and the dead in Yahweh shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds and the chariots to meet them in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. See, these are words of comfort for the persecution that the Christians, that the believers, okay, that the elect of Israel is going to face. Okay? Because remember, the beast is going to make war with who? Okay? Who is the beast is going to make war with? Revelation 12 and 17 says, in the dragon, okay, which is what? This modern Roman Empire, which consists of America, EU, okay, and NATO, man, okay, with America at the forefront. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. That woman is Israel, and the remnant of her seed is the elect, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Okay? So the dragon, this beast system, is going to make war against the saints. Okay? That's the persecution. That's what it's talking about, persecution. But those that die in Yahweh Shai are going to rise first, going to be resurrected to glory. Okay? Going to be resurrected to immortal. Okay? Now, this is Revelation 14 and 13. And I have heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yeah, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them. Why? Because when they're because even in their death, okay, dying for Yahweh Shai, the testimony of Yahweh Shai, not bowing, all right, to the image or worshiping the image of this beast, guess what? They're going to get crowned. They're going to be risen in glory, resurrected. Okay, that's dealing with the persecution. But this Revelation 13, my nigga. All right, that's okay. That's when you clock in there, my boy. This is Revelation 13 and 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay? That's retribution, man. If a brother can put that definition for retribution on the comment board, okay? Because that's what they're speaking of, man. Okay? Now, when you read scriptures, how are we instructed to read scriptures, man? And get the understanding, okay? This is Isaiah 28 and 10. It says, for precept must be upon precept, line upon line, all right? Line upon line, here a little and there a little. So let's get some precepts to confirm that they're speaking of a future captivity, man. Okay? Then we're going to get an account as well to show you how the Most High will prophesy captivities, man. Here it is, our captivity is prophesied and we serving it, okay? But then when the captivity of the nation is prophesied, it's not talking about that. Nigga, please, okay? Negro, please. Yeah, finna go to work. Let me get one down. Yeah, finna go to work. And vocab, boy, oh boy. If you will eat them, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Let's get this in Jeremiah, okay? And the Most High set it up like this so they can't say, oh, that happened already, because they can't say this. Now, when you go to Isaiah 30 and 16, it says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. Now, this was during the time, okay, of Jeremiah. The northern kingdom was already exiled, okay, by the Assyrians. They was exiled out of Samaria by the Assyrians. Okay? So you only had 3 tribes left. The kingdom of Judah left. Okay? Now tell me a time after Jeremiah when all the nations on the earth were put in captivity by the Israelites. Okay? No one can come up with that account. Show me the time in history, the location, the time, the history, the documents when all the nations of the earth went in captivity under Israel. Okay? That didn't happen. It was during the time of David and Solomon, but this is after that. Okay? So you can't say that it happened already. That's why Yahweh Shai made sure this, you know, that this prophecy was after that, man. So you can't say, yeah, that happened already, because that's how Christians try to explain away a prophecy. That happened already. You can't say that happened already. Okay? Now, and it says, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Okay? Will I give for a prey? Now, let's get this in Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, for the Lord Yahweh Shah will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Okay, Israelite foreigners, man. Okay, and in this time, you see that the elect is cleaving to this lineage, man, to this promise, man. Okay, why? Because the Lord is showing that we're his chosen people through the favor that he's showing by giving us this the inside counsel. This is like the hidden manna. By him giving us this hidden manna, that's him showing, look, I'm dealing with y'all again. Okay? All right? That's him yet choosing Israel. And it says, and the people shall take them, and these are the other nations, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. You see that? You see how they link up precept on precept, line upon line? And they shall rule over their oppressors, man. Okay? This is a future captivity, man. This has never happened when Israel was in their land ruling over all the nations of the earth, man. The true Israelites, man. Now, these Edomites, okay, these small hats, they're doing it, but they're Edomites, okay? They're not Israelites. You see? They've led the whole earth into captivity, so guess what? They're going into captivity, man. Okay? And it said, verse 3, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. That hasn't happened yet, man. The true Israelites are still in captivity, man. And we will be in captivity until the return of Yahweh Shai. Okay? When he's coming to do what, man? Put these heathens in captivity, because what did Yahweh Shai say, man, what your brother had already posted earlier? Okay? When you get Revelation 2 and 25, it says, but that which you already have, hold fast till I come. All right, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Okay, what nations they're speaking of, man? See, Christianity got you thinking that you're just going to be in the spiritual realm floating around, everybody equal, you know, with a harp playing in the background, you know. No, man, the kingdom is going to be on earth, okay? And what kingdom, what rulership have you ever seen where there was no servants, there was no slaves, man? What kingdom did you know that existed that didn't have servants, man? One people serving another people, man. Okay? That's been a continuing cycle on earth, man. Okay? One people serving another people, man. All right? So in our kingdom, it's going to be all these nations serving us, and we're going to have power over the nations, man. Okay? Now, when you go to that word power in the Greek,
Strong's G 1849, exousia.
okay? It says physical and mental power, okay? And it says the power or authority, okay? It said the power of rule of government, power of him whose will and command must be submitted to by others and obeyed. And who are those others? The other nations, you heathen nations. Okay? You heathen nations, you are the others. Okay? Israel, all right, the house of David, Those are the set rulers. Those are the eternal rulers that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah created from the beginning. And let's prove that, man. Okay, I'm going to finish this. It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of polished shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father, because Yahweh Shah received it first. You know, and we're joint heirs, Lord willing. We're going to be joint heirs, man. Okay? But you nations, you're the ones that's going to be serving, all right, the kingdom of Israel. You see? Because when you go to Psalms 122, let's get Psalms 122 and 5. What does it say? For there are set thrones of judgments, okay? The thrones of the house of David. That's, okay, who the Lord wants to rule, all right, forever. All these other nations had temporal rulerships. Israel has an immortal, eternal, everlasting rulership where all these other nations will serve us, man. Let's get that in Daniel. All right? You putting precept on precept, and all of them lead to your ass is going to work, son. Okay? Yeah, you finna make you boys strong. You finna make you heathen strong. Okay? Dumb shifts, crazy shifts. Okay? Ain't gonna be no shift. They should know. You gonna work till you can't move, my boy. Okay? You was working the muscles off the bones of Jake down in the Caribbeans hacking that sugar cane, man. We gonna remember all that, man. Okay? Had Jake working 44-hour shifts, man. You know, to harvest that cane. Soon that sugar cane, as soon as it was picked. Okay? We gonna remember all that, man. Had the Northern Kingdom mining in those mines for gold. If they ain't meet the quota, their hands will be cut off. We gonna remember all that, man. Okay? Ain't gonna be no shift, first shift, second shift. No, nigga, you gonna work till you can't move. All right? And you gonna give your ass just enough nutrients to get back to moving. You gonna work that out you, man. Okay? That's what's coming. And your ass get through. This is Daniel 7 and 13. It says, I saw in the night vision and beheld one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And they, all right, and this is Yahweh Shah being brought to his father. Okay? It says, and there was given him dominion, glory, and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. Let's get this word serve. Okay? All nations shall serve him. Okay? Let me see. The root word. Uh-oh. I had this word that's going to worship. I want to say halal, but there's another word I want to get. It's within the. It's within the. It's going to paying reverence, which they're going to do that as well. Okay, but we're going to get the one in the blessing as well, going to the word serve. And it says, and kingdoms, it says, and there was given him dominion and glory and kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Okay? The everlasting kingdom where nations would do what? Serve him. Okay? And that blessing was reiterated to Jacob. Okay? When you go to Jacob 27, Genesis 27, and it gets straight to Jacob's blessings. Okay? Now this is Isaac blessing Jacob. Okay, and if you can receive in the spirit, Isaac was Yahweh Shai. Why was he able to give Jacob this blessing? He was making Jacob a joint heir, man. Okay? This is Genesis 27 and 28 said, therefore, the Most High give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee. Okay? The same thing that, okay, Daniel was seeing Yahweh Shai receive, okay, Isaac blessed Jacob with. Okay? Now I want to get this word serve, all right, in the Hebrew, which is abad. Okay? And what does it mean? It says to work, to serve, to labor, okay, to work for another. Okay, to serve as subjects. You see that? That's what you other nations will be, man. Subjects in the kingdom of Israel. Subjected, okay, to the authority and the government of Israel, man. Okay? And it says, and let thy mother's son, it says, I'll read it again, verse 20. It said, let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee, man. Okay? And you nations are going into servitude. Now, I want to get an account in Jeremiah. Okay? Now, this is Jeremiah 27 and 1. And Most High always, he will prophesy things that will soon to come to pass, and he will prophesy things that was far off. And this is an example of him prophesying the captivity that came to pass shortly. It says, in the beginning of the reign of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, came this word unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, thus said the Lord Yahweh Shai Shai to me, make thee bonds and yokes, and put them upon thy neck, and send them to the kingdom of Edom, okay, and to the king of Moab, and to the king of the Ammonites, and to the king of Tyrus, and to the king of Zidon, by the hand of the messengers which came to Jerusalem unto Zedekiah king of Judah, and command them to say unto their masters, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts, the power of Israel, thus shall ye say unto your masters, I have made the earth, the man and the beast that are upon the ground, by my great power and by my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom it seemed meet unto me. And now I have given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and the beast of the field have I given him also to serve him. And all nations shall serve him and his son and his son's son until the very time of his land is come. Okay, and many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of him. So there was a time period when the Lord gave, all right, all these different kingdoms that was in that area, in that region, to Nebuchadnezzar to serve him. That was appointed from Yahweh Shai that these nations would serve Nebuchadnezzar, man. And it happened. Okay? And it happened. Just like everything we just read is going to happen. These heathens going to serve us, man. The Lord has ordained it. Okay? Damn how a nigga feel. Okay? Just like this morning, a lot of us had to wake up. It ain't matter how we felt this morning. All right? Damn, because who the hell wants to go to work, man? Especially some of these jobs we got, the supervisor, you know, co-worker. Who wants to do that, man? But guess what? We guess what? We subjugated to it because it's the will of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? It's no getting used to that goddamn alarm clock, man. Okay? Just the point that you ain't even gotta have a laborious job. Just the fact that you gotta be there for this allotted, you know, amount of time, man. You feel some type of way, man. Okay, but guess what? We subjugated to it because of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, who have resisted his will. Okay, so I'm gonna get this and end here. All right, when you go to Isaiah 34 and 16, it says, seek you out the book of the Lord Yahweh Shai and read. None of these shall fail. These captivity, that include these captivity precepts. Okay, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it have commanded it, in the spirit of the Lord it had gathered them. Okay, so everything gonna come to pass, man. That's written. All right, and you heathens are through. And like I said, you heathens, you got a lot of work to do, man. Okay? Now, I want to get this word. I think the brother Ashra Kai Yasha Allah is retribution. It says a punishment inflicted on someone as a vengeance for a wrong or criminal act. Okay? And that's what's happened, man. That is a retribution scripture, man. Okay? And like I said, man, like, here it is, like, we're gonna have, like, in the kingdom, brother, we're gonna have so many wives, we're gonna have so many kids. Okay, you're gonna need a lot of slaves, and they're gonna have to do a lot of work. Okay? These, we're gonna, like, me and my wife was getting a deck built, and it's just something to see how people work with their hands and just make, structures, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait to do this in the kingdom where we're gonna be building with precious stones, the best wood, gold, silver. Listen, man, your ass is going to work, son. You can't understand the type of work that's in your future, man. Okay? They gonna have wives, whatever my wives want, they can think of that they want built. Guess what? Them heathens finna build it, man. Okay? Our kids, man, our children, our sons and daughters, man. Every time they born, hey, this gonna have to be another palace built, man. And we're gonna be constantly adding on to our different palaces and different things, and the city's gonna be built, man. Okay? And all these cities gonna be dedicated to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. And these heathens are gonna be the ones that build it, man. Okay? Work. The word of the day is J-O-B. Okay? Continual employment. The scriptures say. The unemployment rate in the kingdom gonna be 0. Okay? Yeah, just like they come out the womb telling lies, well, in the kingdom, nigga gonna come out the womb working. You're gonna find something to do. We're gonna have some type of technology where a Edomite baby breathing gonna produce some type of work, some type of way. Then you're gonna come out working, you're gonna die working, you're gonna be reincarnated to work, you're gonna die working again. That's gonna be your existence, you Edomites, until your destruction. Okay? Until you eradicate it, man. Alright? So that was the point. I just wanted to get into that. I was inspired by the brothers, responding to it. So Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters are edified. Till next time I say Shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abab Abal, DTA soon. Kwam Yashala. Alright. J-O-B, goddamn. This niggas finna go to work. When we clock out, y'all clocking in. Then you know how you be waiting on your relief at work, nigga. Yes, nigga. When we clock out, nigga, you clocking in. Shalom.